Okay, wait. I had a random philosophy question come to my head. So today's stream, I wanna like make a speech and then answer a question. I'll answer a question first and make a speech. The question is pretty weird. Wait, let me pull the Notion out. Notion? Why won't Notion display? Hello? A new version of Notion is available. Kill yourself. I'm gonna have to like patch up my workbook one day. Let's see, Notion, properties, Notion. There we go. Okay, so the question is that like in SQ we treat like robots as slaves. What do we see in humans that makes them not slaves? So like okay, first is robot body, human soul. We think we won't upload a consciousness to a robot just to make it work. Because this is effectively slavery. If someone doesn't have their body, if someone has no function, I guess, like this is the weird one. Are we creeped out, or like is human body robot so creepy, or is it just that like it is immoral? Like, is it weird or immoral, or is it weird because it's immoral? Oh yeah, I built a new keyboard. It's so fun. It's Damium 65. I love it. Alu plate, all foams. Tape holy, Durock stabs. Yay. Like there's something around like a property right, something like that. Like if someone I know dies, like if someone in my family dies, their body still ought to be respected because it holds sentimental value to me. So like we bury the bodies and we treat them with respect, we hold them in caskets. Like even in the worst places like Singapore, we at least give it like a send off, like by cremation. Because like we see value in the vessels of soul, the vessels of value. This feels like it goes back to the Kantian thing. Like, we have value because we are. We are like, we have value because we are own like rational actors, and we need to treat the rationality as something that is important. Our ability to derive goods, I guess, something that's important. So a human soul will decide that it wasn't good, and then we ought not to send to them. Wait, let me recap that. Right. Dignity comes before pleasure or any other metric because okay, truth. Wait, is truth under matter? Is truth in philosophy? It is. Why is it here? That's weird. Okay, sure. Oh, these are all like there. I see. Where was I? I was in what book? I think no. Let me ask my friends. What parts of humans deserve rights? Is it the body or soul? So robots have neither a human body or a human consciousness. They act as slaves in What about using human bodies that like okay, how will we use these humans in ways that don't harm them? Like, what is I'm trying to like bring this to a thought experiment. So like, if we have a human that's alive and unconscious, how can I subject them to slavery that isn't like experimenting on their body for cancer with like tumors? Like, let's say incubation, like maybe the child come out of the womb and like we need like I don't know like your mom grabs to do it and you're the only person and like you're the only thing that can do it. There's no electricity in the hospital. No. That is like in the context of saving a life. Like hatching eggs, I guess. Like it is discovered that humans are the best possible thing to sit on eggs to hatch them. So do we take unconscious alive bodies and place them on the eggs? That's a really good question. I don't have an answer. Okay. The first thing my mind went to is that there is some sort of like inherent property, right? Like even if the body isn't like if my grandparents die, I have a sort of stake or property right in their body. That sounds weird to say, but like I have the right to protect the body, I guess. I don't have owners to protect it, I have a right to protect it. And that's not a right, but that's a really good question. Let me continue this convo. Is it ethical to take alive but forever unconscious people to incubate chicken eggs? I think that we don't break any ethical code. No, I think I can't answer this question because I just don't know enough about like let's see. Species membership. Capacity to suffer, sentience, personhood. Okay. Species membership is just like the shitty Charlie Kirk argument. Capacity to suffer is Peter Singer's. Utilitarian. Conscious chicken has more moral status than a permanently unconscious human. Kantian, rights attached to people capable of reason, autonomy, and self-directed goals. This is Overcome Kotzart's example where, like, we give rights to things that can find things good. Okay. So like what's coming up is that like personhood isn't erased by consciousness. So like if you're under anesthesia or you're sleeping and you're unconscious, you are still a human being. Pause, someone call, I reply later. Like if you're in a coma or like a vegetative state, you don't stop being a person. But what if you were born without? If you're born in a vegetative state, you are still a person. Right. Why? Yeah, like Kant and Singer's like conceptions of why we treat humans well is like, oh no, but like they have agency. Like we need to give them happiness. But what if they can't feel happiness? Then okay, Anesthesia. On people very states. Like, this is a really cool argument. I'm gonna like clear it here. That is a really cool argument. But it seems very arbitrary. No. It seems arbitrary, but I'm not sure. Like I feel like I believe in it completely, and I'm not sure why. Okay, wait. We have a characteristic nature. Are there arguments to say that if someone is born without agency, we strip them away from rights? Because they can't participate in civic society. They don't sign a social contract. No. Everyone has rights regardless. I guess this means the rights are attached to both the person and the soul and the body. Where does this apply? In debates? That's a good fucking question. What are the counter arguments here? Can we use permanently unconscious humans if it saves millions of lives? I think that the World War II experiments. No, like I think that like doing them alive and torture is undoubtedly bad. How bad is desecrating a dead body? It is symbolically bad. You are like teabagging them, essentially. But is there anything past like the symbolic bad, like the lack of respect? I don't think so. Like we can extend like the lack of respect to people to like how people act in war, blah blah blah. But like morally, I think it's a respect thing. Blah blah blah, harm to the living, screw you. Why you do shapes who you become. You're training yourself into dehumanization, yeah, blah blah blah, this shit. Public statement, these people are not fully human. Psychologically easy to commit. Residual personhood. I'll write that down. The boy? What? Oh, body. Is a symbol of the individual that once resided in the body. I'm not sure if that's real. Some sort of residual person with the person itself. It is a symbol. I think there's like a counter argument that exists to this. Oh, the arbitrary line protecting all humans is just to protect against slavery and eugenics. That makes sense. No, but why is eugenics bad? Like, okay, no, killing people is bad, but like, let's say that like, let's say that I just like give really smart people more ability to reproduce. Like I just give them more money if they like have sex, and like I just give really attractive people more money if they have sex. And, like as it tends, then the society becomes like more attractive and like smarter, like run faster and jump higher. Rights only work as okay. It's been 40 minutes, and yesterday, Jashua Yap Sing Ying told me that she watched through and listened to every single stream. So now, here's the here's the call out. You message me within like 5 days. I think 5 days is fair. When would that be? 30/3, 35/3. You message me by like 35/31159. I will pay for like, I'll buy your supper meal. If it happens before debate tomorrow on Monday, I will buy your dinner. This is a call out, cause I swear you cannot be listening to all of this shit. I think I might need to buy your supper. Yeah, who am I kidding? Of course I do. It's Monday. Okay. I feel good about this. I'm gonna go back to the preppy document. I'm gonna give a speech. Hello, can you pick up on my browser? Properties. There we go. I actually see you on Roblox right now. You've been on for 1 hour, returning after 3 months. I'm gonna go check on what you're doing after I give my speech. I wonder how you feel if I intrude. Who cares? Why do I care? Am I in Singapore? Live forever? Nah. Kinda lame. This is interesting. I'll just do this. But like, I want something more. Environment movement should adopt religious rhetoric. I don't know. I want to do one that's fun. I can't be bothered. There's like such a low delta. Supporting women in STEM, go die. Streaming services, done this. Free trade. I see the arguments. Oh, inequality. Oh my god. Reduces democratic control. Depend on global supply chains. You're right. Holy shit. Huh? Oh, if you're rich. Okay, if you're rich, you're punished more. That is really fun. No, it seems easy, right? Like, you need it less. Yeah, you need it less. Oh no, it's culpability. It's fewer coercive pressures. Let's see. And this one is like identity. Oh, identity rather than act. Oh my god, that's smart. I thought it was just the opposite of the argument. Like, people are people. No, this identity rather than act. Never mind. Progressive individuals in weak democracy seeking to improve society should vote for corrupt governments. This is very interesting. I don't want to prep for that long. I'll try to give a speech though. Penalty for causing death. Equal to that of murder. It is law. Wait, I'm gonna see the... No, I'm not gonna see the op arguments. That's stupid. Murder is intentional and unnecessary, correct. I don't actually know. Wait. Murder is intentional, unnecessary. Murder is evil. Murder is morally wrong. Moral harm. Okay, whatever. Intentional act. Why is it intentional? No. Moral harm. I guess what is bad about murder is that we remove people's rights. Oh. I guess the main burden is why is never mind. On op is like don't know that I kill people. Why should I be punished? Let's handle that later. I swear to God, if my mic has been off the entire time, I'm gonna be so sad. Thank God. It's a recent thing. Okay. Okay, thank God. That's good. Really idiotic ducks ride rockets. RIDRR. Restitution, incapacitation, the deterrence, rehabilitation, revenge. What is the word? Retribution. So it's deterrence, retribution, and like, yeah, people need to be liable for the act. So it is like the damage that they done. The reason the courts were upheld, the reason the courts were created, was to protect the rights. Okay, I'll try to speak for like, no, I'm just gonna stop watch myself. The reason the courts were created were to protect the fundamental rights of the vulnerable that have been tread that have had their rights tread on for far too long by the powerful, the vulnerable that have had no one to protect them for far too long. We think that these people, no matter who they are, no matter what position they are placed in, ought to have their rights respected and ought to have their bodies protected by any means necessary. 3 things in this speech. 1, why this penalty still applies to people who are intoxicated. 2, why the voluntarily intoxicated people are still morally culpable for the acts that they commit while being intoxicated. And 3, even if they didn't know that they'll kill people, why they still should be punished. The first is why we still give the penalty. I'm re-giving that speech. I need to stop saying the first is. Okay. Judge, the reason the courts were created were to protect the fundamental rights of the vulnerable who have had their rights tread on far too long by the powerful, the vulnerable who, because they've been placed in these positions, now no longer have the ability to protect themselves and their own bodies from the impending doom of others who wish their suffering. We think that everyone deserves an equal right to have their bodies protected regardless of the circumstance. This is why we uphold the qualities and principles of self-defense so much. No matter what happens, we have to protect these people. 3 things in this speech. 1, on why we still give penalty. 2, on why the voluntarily intoxicated people are still morally culpable for anything that they do while intoxicated. And the last on, even if they didn't know why they would kill people, why they still should be punished for the acts that they do while intoxicated. First, why we still give the penalty to these people. We think that what being voluntarily intoxicated looks like is when you choose to drink. It's when you go out with your friends and begin drinking under a social context. This means that it's an intentional act that you decide to put yourself under the influence of these things. You're likely aware that you'll be aggressive. You're likely aware that you act in different ways. This is why we drink in the first place, right? We drink having in mind that we act differently and follow different stimuli than we otherwise would. This is the reason why we drink in groups. This is the reason why we value drinking as such a social event, because people are less likely to act so uptight. We are less likely to hold our emotions. We are more likely to hold our emotions closer to us. We're more likely to act in ways that seem more primal to many people. This means that this means that when you drink, you let go of many parts of rational reasoning that inhibit certain actions that you don't want to do. This means that we're more likely to partake in things that are very dangerous, that are like to hurt people, that we would do if we did not have this executive self-function that compels us to not do these things in social events. This means that when you are aware that you are placing yourself in such a situation where your self-control is going to be lowered, we think that you should not be held responsible for these acts. I'll think more later. You should not be held responsible for these acts. No, you should be held responsible for these acts. It is the same reason why we hold people responsible for example, putting a gun in the reach of their children and having their children shoot other people. It's because of these foreseeable circumstances that these people choose to place themselves into that create other circumstances that hurt people that we think should be punished under all costs. It is the same thing under being voluntarily intoxicated, where you do not know whether you harm people, but the chance that the child one day will pick up the gun and shoot down the school is too large for us to forget. Based on the sheer scale of impact, we ought to punish anyone who leaves guns out in the open if there is a consequence happening. Same thing happens to people who leave themselves voluntarily intoxicated. We think that if there is any chance that these people are likely to hurt other people, we have to punish that act. Second, on why the voluntarily intoxicated people are still morally culpable. Other way around. Okay, I will show you why they're culpable. I'll tell you why they still give penalty. We think that people need to be liable to the damage that they done, even if they didn't mean it. This is the same reason why we still punish things like negligence. Because even if the construction worker didn't mean to forget putting on the last hook that kept the building together, we think that because the damage done to people is so big, we still need to give the victims a form of retribution when they see the people who have made mistakes be put into jail. This means that even if these people didn't know that they'll kill people, they should still be punished for two reasons. The first is being given here under retribution. This means that people who have been harmed from any circumstance currently in the criminal justice system will be punished. We already see this happening under principles of retribution. We already see this happening in times like negligence. But furthermore, we also have to do this to deter other people from drinking. We think that at a point in which drinking is something that's extremely bad and frowned upon, that drinking allows you to let go of your inhibitions and do things that you otherwise would not. Many of times this leads to things like adverse social interactions and sometimes acting more violent. We think that the sheer scale of this is so big that we ought to be able to have a force that discourages drinking altogether. We think this is one of them. At a point in which you want to drink, these people should just find supervision or place themselves in areas where they're unlikely to hurt other people. We think that if you want to drink, the onus is on you. It's on you to prevent these things. These things are oftentimes very preventable. Drink with your friends, something like that. For all those reasons, Saigraph. 5.5 minutes. It's really shittily done. I thought of that gun thing on the spot. I think it's quite smart. No, it's not. Yes, it is. The gun. I should have connected the gun thing to negligence and created one whole line of like principles, I guess. What I didn't describe well enough is I like have the feeling in my head, but I need to pick out where it was. I didn't describe well enough what happens when you drink. I'm gonna finish that and read that tomorrow. Like when you drink, what happens, the systems that happen, the emotions that go through when you drink, I guess. Let me check the Gulf arguments. I think I was correct. Yeah, it's a gamble. You take risks. That is smart. Oh my god, that is smart. That is really smart. Fairness and rule of law, self-induced impairment. How could I have come across this? What does murder look like? What does law look like? Voluntarily intoxicated look like? I couldn't have come upon that. What does murder look like? Premeditated. Okay. Intoxication-based death of murder destroys the core principle that punishment should match intent. That is fucking genius. The negligence thing doesn't make sense. Because we punish people less for negligence. No. But the school shooter thing the gun thing makes sense. Wait, negligence. Wait, people need to be liable. Even if people didn't mean to do things, we still punish them. Negligence. Then the real question is, should negligence be punished the same as death? Is that it? I'm putting myself in a bad spot. No, then answer yes lah. Negligence should be placed in the same as death. Murder level penalties reduce cooperation after harm occurs. More likely victims die and less families get truth and closure. What? This is so stupid. All victims die. That's really smart. Expense extreme punishment for the future of really risky behaviors. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It has been 1 minute and 1 hour and 9 minutes. I'm done. I'm gonna watch the